All right, come on, you little curmudgeons. Boo-ba-doo-ba-doo-boo-boo-boo. Who was making all the noise in there? One of them was adult goating sounds. It was like, "Mrr." Yeah, that. Oh, don't scare people with your grunting. Did you guys know? I've done it in a video a few times, subconsciously or not intentionally, but I will walk around here sometimes, and when goats are doing something that you don't want them to do, they have this little thing they do where they go, and if you get it right, they'll get out of your way. And you'll hear them do it. Of course, they do it better because they speak goat. So, what is up, y'alls? And welcome back. Today, 1, we have goats, so we're happy. 2, we're at the Utica festival yesterday. It's a Wednesday afternoon, so nothing to write home about, of course. But outside of that, excuse me. Oh, Darlene, thank you for coming and meeting us. That was awesome. We had a really long conversation. Sorry, we could. Oh. Sometimes your fingers don't work when you're trying to do stuff. So here's Darlene. The card you sent me was amazing, handmade card. I honestly, truly believe that you should 100% be making those and selling those as a side hustle because it's beautiful. Here's a picture of that. Now I'm gonna have people trying to find you. No, but seriously, the card is really beautiful. And thank you for going old school and sending a card. Here's the problem we have today. When we were there yesterday, a storm front came in and it got a little sketchy. And it was fine, it kind of blew over, but we knew there were some big storms coming in last night. So we took everything down to base level. We dropped the tent all the way down as far as it would go. And we got news this morning that, I can't remember if it was a lot or a few, that's a big difference, of the tents were lost. So what do? Nothing. Don't hinder yourself by something you can't control. Don't worry about something you can't control. The tent's there, it's sitting there. The storm's gonna come through. It's either gonna take out your tent or it's not. You got an option. You take the tent down, tear everything down, take it home with you, set it all back up tomorrow, or you leave it there. Don't worry about things you can't control. You can't control whether or not the storm's gonna come through and wipe out the whole craft show. It is what it is. There's work that must be done. We'll go there, we'll do whatever work is necessary. If the whole thing's scrapped, then the whole thing's scrapped. We made at least enough money last night to cover the show fee and gas. So I used to worry a lot. And then you start pointing and looking at things and saying, what can I do? There's nothing I can do. Either tear the tent down and take it home with you or don't. So now we're in a situation where either the tent's there or it's not. And we're gonna cruise up there, check that out. You guys know last year there was an entire craft show that got wiped out. We were in Asheville, and let me turn you guys around. Hello, lovelies. We were in Asheville, and we were down inside, cubbied kind of down inside this horseshoe-shaped group of buildings. And a really nasty storm came in, and it just made like a tornado effect inside that little horseshoe, and just swirled all the craft tents around like flushing a toilet, and it was just mangled metal everywhere. Fortunately, all we lost was our tent. Some people lost everything. Everybody chipped in. We all were picking up stuff, putting stuff in the garbage, helping people find their stuff. and then we had to go buy a new tent. Yes, we have insurance. However, hi, good morning. It's a beautiful day to just stand right here. Yeah. Oh, hi, honey. Oh, were you being picked on over there? Now you're on the floor. Are you okay? Okay, bye. Are you coming back? Okay, well, either get in the camera or don't, honey. You stop, goofball. Okay, full body hugs. I didn't want to hug you anyway. No, it's not the camera. You can't have the camera. You can have it if you want it, but I prefer no. Okay, I'll give you body hugs. That's a good way to start your day. So guys, that's gonna be today. I can't really goof around too much. We need to just drop everything, head up there, see if everything is intact. We'll tear down if not. And our cell tower's down. You ever have thunderstorms so incredibly close, or lightning strikes so close? Well, our house actually got hit by lightning in 2020, which was fun because it was only 2 years old or 3 years old. And so we actually got hit by lightning. H and I were over here in the barn, and I was right here. I was crouched down petting a goat, and it was so loud over there. It hit that peak of the house right there. It was so loud, I dove on the ground. I thought it hit that cherry tree right there, but it did not. But it did hit the house. I wish it hit that cherry tree. But have you ever had lightning so close to your house that it rattles your house? That was last night from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. It was just constant rolls. You could just see it flashing outside. It was bad. I know the cameras are really close to my face, guys. Okay, I will leave you all with the chubbies. And we're gonna head up and check out the tent. Make sure everything's cool or not cool, and we'll go from there. That's a pretty good indicator of how much it rained last night, you guys. Those are about half full. Whew. All right, boys. All right, guys, this is more of exactly what I said yesterday. Cleared up. Clear. Now Marlin has poopy butt. President Snow's good. Mel's good. This little guy still has a little bit of diarrhea, so probably gonna go ahead and hit him with one more shot. See, 1, 2, 3 days. Late today or early tomorrow. This big man don't care. You know, I was gonna come out here, people were like, I want to give him a hug, and I was gonna give you a big old fluffy hug today. But y'all, I'm telling you, everybody asks, not everybody, but we get asked a lot whether or not the sheep and the goats are roughly the same. They're a small ruminant animal. They do get coccidia, even chickens get everything can get coccidia pretty much. The problem is how they deal with it. Generally, your adult goats, well, if they get coccidia, they might get a little runny diarrhea. They'll get everything out of their system and then they'll be fine. It's the babies that worry about the most. They don't clear them out of their system as well. Sheep will get coccidia for the person that asked. And I know I've said this before. If I were to rate animal, like if I was going to raise something for meat, it would be sheep. So the Old English Southdown baby doll, which is what we have, was originally is a meat sheep. However, I think it was like after World War II or something, or it wasn't big enough to, they're a long, slow grow out. So you're looking at 2 years before they're at max capacity. And so they bred them with another sheep. So if you've ever heard of the American Southdown, that was bred, I cannot remember all the details, but that sheep was created by breeding to the Old English Southdown. It's a bigger, faster growing sheep, so you can get meat production faster. If I was gonna raise animals for meat, it would definitely be sheep. I barely touch their hooves a couple times a year. Hi, big man. You are soaking wet. I do not want to give you pets today. I love you, but I don't want to pet you. You're like a wet sponge, my guy. No way, Jose. No way, buddy. Much as I love you. But I'm telling you guys, I'd probably rate it as chickens. Now, that's if you're raising animals like we raise them, which is free-ranging, not large numbers. I don't know past large numbers, but chickens are probably the easiest things I've ever raised. They're just little dinosaurs. They're like a la cucaracha. They just don't die unless something eats them. Never had any health issues with chicken. Never had bumblefoot that didn't clear up. Never had any issues with chicken. I would put probably the kuni pig and the baby doll sheep. I would put the baby doll sheep on level ground with chickens. I'm telling you what, if you put that sheep and just let them roam in the woods over the winter, they'd come out fatter than they were when they went in. You did that with a goat, they'd be dead. That's just my opinion. Some of the goats might live, of course, but I'm telling you guys, we don't do anything for them. We don't deworm them. They don't need copper. They can't have copper. It'll kill them. I've rarely dewormed any of our sheep, and we've had sheep since 2017 or 2018. I can't remember right off the top of my head, but I can't even remember. I know we've dewormed a couple early on in the journey, but I honestly don't know the last time we dewormed a sheep. Hey, don't give me that look. I'm not petting you. You're a big wet sponge. Well, as I know, I'll get you right there on your top of your head. How about that? But as far as hardiness goes, they wear their hooves really well, even though they're in the same ground as the goats. They wear their hooves better, meaning they move around enough, they drag their feet enough to wear off the hooves, so I don't have to actually trim it. The goats living in the same environment develop hoof probably twice as fast as the sheep, if not more than twice as fast. And you guys know we do everything as need basis. I don't stop and trim everybody's hooves. I will give everybody a look, just grab a couple, just kind of go through a rotation. Instead of spending an entire day trimming all the goat hooves, I will get 2 today, 2 tomorrow, 2 Saturday, you get the idea. Buddy, I know, man. I want to love on you and give you big hugs, but you're wet, like wet. They don't care. I came over this morning and it was pouring down rain, like pouring. And I look over and Fat Man here is just out here munching some grass. They don't care. They'll be out here in the winter. Their wool is thick and it insulates their body, and they'll have 4 inches of snow on top of them. They just don't care. Rain, snow, sleet, or hail. They're out here munching. They wear their hooves well. They don't have worm issues. And I don't feed them anything. Nothing. They get all their nutrition right from eating the grass, just like the goats. You leave the goats on the grass too long and they'll eat it all down, and then they'll stop eating because they don't want to eat peasant food. And that's how we end up rolling into hay, especially in the winter. And don't get me wrong, if we pop hay in the barn, they're obviously going to eat it. Any animal is going to eat free food or forage. Okay, that's the boys. That's my take on sheep. I'd say chicken, easiest animal I've ever raised, probably followed by the sheep. And if I was going to go into the meat industry, I would 100% go into sheep, followed by kuni pigs. The problem with kuni is they take too long to grow out for my needs. And then my poor little goaties, you would be last. Of course, we'd be in a whole different environment and we'd be raising different goats if we were going into the meat industry. So, there's too many factors. I gotta go see if my tent still exists. Well, before we do that, why are you biting her face? Better step off, homie. You're gonna get your face bit. Cookie's a biter, man. She goes for the ears. Just dodge that and you're good.